Welcome everyone, this is Yuglo Fashion and thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'll be showing us how to draft the bustier and also how to fix a cup on bustier. So today we won't be using Waddy for our bra cup. So you can see how lovely it is on me. You can wear this even without wearing your bra. So thank you and stay tuned to the end. Love you. So this is the bra cup, the fabric I'll be using. That's my interface and also my lining. So first of all, I measured the length, my half length, which is 17 inches, and I added 1 inch for seam. So back to the shoulder, I'll be using that point for the shoulder. Then from there I measure the chest line, which is 7, the nipple point, that's 9.5, the under bust is 12.5. so I'll just label it CL, that's the chest line. Then nipple point NP, I abbreviate everything. So this is the half length and also the allowance. Having done with that, I measure the circumference of the shoulder divided by 2. The circumference of shoulder is 15 inches, then divided by 2, that's 7.5. Like I said earlier, I measured the chest line, but usually I use 7 inches to determine where the armhole is going to be. So from that 7 inches, I measured 4.5. Then at this angle here, I measured 1 inch in. Then I connected everything together with my curve shape. That's our armhole there. So at the nipple point, I measured the circumference of the nipple divided by 4. The circumference of the nipple is 36 divided by 4. Then I also did the under bust divided by 4. I repeated the same thing at the half length. So whatever I have at the nipple point, I added 1 inch to it. Then I used that for the chest line. So the measurement of the nipple point divided by 4 is 9. Adding 1 to it gives me 10. Then I connected the lines together. So here I'll measure the nipple to nipple span, but the nipple to nipple won't be starting from the chest line, but I'll be starting on the nipple point. So the bust span is 7 inches divided by 2, that's 3.5. So I'll be measuring 3.5 all through. After measuring, I'll connect the dots I have here. Then, having done with that also, I measured 2 inches again. So the 2 inches we start from the nipple point and also end at the M allowance of the half length. So this is just to separate them into two. Separate the chest into two. So now we have two parts. This is the middle, while this side will serve as the side of the clothes, of the bust rather. So in between now, I labeled it 2 inches, that's for the bustier. So here I'll be sharing the 2 inches between the middle and the side. Here we take half and this other side we take the 1.5. And like you know, our bust ends at the under bust, so I'm connecting it back to the under bust. You can see I started I divided the 2 inches between them at the nipple point. So now after connecting it to the under bust, I will also connect it back to the 4.5 inches I measured them earlier. So you don't really need ruler for this. You can just use your free hand to connect this. Now for the 1.5, I'll be connecting it to the mark I made at the chest line, or let me say at the armhole. So I'll connect this way. Then using my curve ruler, I'll just make this curve shape back to the underbust. Then I'll try to blend it up. Our bust should not be sharp, it should be curved. So now I've blended everything. So you can see the 1 inch and 1.5 inches. For the shoulder, I'll first measure the neckline. So I'll be using 3 inches for the neckline. So I used 3 for the width, and the length also 3. So it's just 3 by 3. Then I pick my curve ruler and connect everything, connect the two together. So that's the neckline. Now for the shoulder, I measured 1 inch here, then I will slant it back to the neckline. So now the 2 inches I measured here, I will add it back. You know, it has reduced the measurement. I have to add it back to the normal measurement. This is not the seam allowance, it's just the 2 inches I subtracted earlier to separate the middle from the side. So I connected the dots. So I'm just trying to trace everything out to make it clear. This is the part I'll be cutting out. I don't need all this. Now after cutting, this is what I have. I placed it on the fabric and cut it out. So the middle should be folded. Then I added my interface. I also did that for the lining. So at the underbust, you have to notch the underbust because the two sides must align. I mean the middle and the side. While stitching, they must align with each other. Now I'll stitch the middle of this. As you can see, at the side I added 2 inches allowance. I don't need any other allowance at the middle here or any other part. The only place that need allowance is just the side, because if you add any allowance to the middle, you end up having more than the bust pan there. So I added interface to the lining as well. So now to my machine, I'll be stitching the 3 together. You know, we now have 2 sides and 1 middle. So first thing to do is to pin the notched part together. After pinning them together, I will stitch on it. So when you are stitching, don't stitch more than ½ an inch. When you are joining the side and the middle together, just stitch ½ an inch. Then take your time while stitching this side, because if you are not careful you have ruffles there. So in order to avoid the ruffles, take your time while stitching. Then after that, after stitching, you notch the under bust to make it relax well. So the next thing is to open up the stitch part, then iron it out just the way I did mine. So now I just want to top stitch. This is not compulsory, but I like doing this. It gives it one kind of fitting that I like. So if you are stitching, just stitch like, it's not up to an inch, like 1 centimeter. And you should be careful not to, if you are top stitching, not to stitch on the side of the fabric. Just ensure that you are following the ironed part. And this will also make it relax well. So after doing the side, I also stitch the middle part as well. And I repeated the same action at the other side. So this is what I have after stitching. You can see. Now to the business of the day, which is stitching our cup to our bustier. To stitch the cup, I follow the number. So the number must face each other. There is number on the cup, so they must face each other. Then I mark the middle of the cup so that it's aligned with the stitch. Then I pinned it down. You have to be careful while doing this, so you don't drag the fabric, or you don't drag the lining too much. And if you notice the cup is facing up, it's not relaxing on the lining, it's facing up. Then I'll stitch round. The cup is facing down. It's facing directly, relaxing directly on the lining. Then I'll stitch on it, just a tiny stitch. You don't need to sew the upper part, all you need is just the side. Having done with that, I'll stitch the neckline together. So to stitch the neckline, I need the right side of the lining and the right side of the fabric to face each other. So now, after stitching the neckline, I placed back my bra cup on the table, so I will iron it with this padded, I don't know the name to call it, but that's what we normally use to iron the bustier. So thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Please, I would like to know your take on this, and I would like you to replicate it too. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If this video has done you any good, please like and share the video as well. Thank you. God bless you. Love you. Bye.